basketball. It's what forms community in Indiana. Who you are, who your neighbors are, and whether you've had a successful year.
Well, what you see is an awful lot of basketball goals outside of virtually every house throughout the state.
Coming up on Classic Big Ticket, you've seen the movie Hoosiers, the remarkable story of the little team that could. Now see the actual game that inspired the hit film.
Small school beat a big school on the last second shot. All the hysteria that was portrayed in the movie was there in real life at the time.
It's the real-life hoops version of David and Goliath, as tiny Milan High School battles powerful Muncie Central for the 1954 Indiana High School State Basketball Championship.
That's when I think this bright light started shining down on the high school game here in Indiana.
Before Hoosiers, there was the Milan Miracle. See it now, only on Classic Big Ticket. Hello, I'm Gary Miller. Welcome to Classic Big Ticket, the Milan Miracle, the 1954 Indiana High School Basketball State Championship game between Milan High School and Muncie Central. This last-of-its-kind showdown between David and Goliath inspired the movie Hoosiers. We're pleased to be joined by two of this game's starting guards. Our first guest was the first person in the history of Indiana's illustrious high school basketball history to win the state championship, the Trester Award for Mental Attitude, and the state's Mr. Basketball Award. He also earned 4 varsity letters playing hoops for Butler University. Before the big O Oscar Robertson out of Indianapolis and the legend of French Licks Larry Bird, there was Bobby Plump. Bobby, thanks for joining us here on Classic Big Ticket.
Boy, what a pleasure it is to be here, Gary. Nice to see you.
And it's great to see Bobby. And our next guest was also a sophomore starting guard for Muncie Central back in 1954. He was a member of the Wilt Chamberlain-led Kansas Jayhawk team, which lost in triple overtime to North Carolina in the 1957 NCAA championship. Phil Razor, welcome to Classic Big Ticket. Sorry to remind you about another big loss.
Good to be with you, Gary, and good to be with Bobby in different circumstances this time.
You guys both look great. Gentlemen, before we begin, let's set the stage with a tale of the tape and show the differences between these two schools. They're dramatic. Milan High School's total enrollment was 162 students. Just 73 of them were boys. Meanwhile, big Muncie Central had over 2,200 students. That's double the size of the entire town of Milan. The Indians of Milan went on a remarkable run in 1953. They reached the state's Final Four for the first time in school history. But that paled in comparison with the resume of the Bearcats, who came into the 54 state title game with 28 sectional titles, 16 regionals, and 4 state championships already to their credit, the last 2 of those coming in the previous 3 years. It's estimated that 90% of Indiana's radios were tuned to this storybook David versus Goliath matchup. Bobby, let's start with you. Going back to that 1953 Final Four run, you lost to South Bend Central 56-37. What did you learn from that tournament run, and how did it help your team prepare for what happened the next year?
Well, we learned to score more points. It was we didn't just lose to them. They beat us as badly as we have ever been defeated. And what really happened in 1953 was such an experience for Milan. We had never, the town of Milan had never won a game in the regional in the history of the school. The experience of 53, if we had not have gotten to the final game, or the Final Four, I doubt seriously if that matchup would have occurred, Phil.
Phil, totally different story for you guys. Muncie Central, although you did lose in double overtime to Richmond in the 53 tournament, the first tournament loss in 3 years for your older brother, Tom. Yet at the start of the season, the United Press poll tabbed your Bearcats as the team to beat for the state championship. Did you feel any added pressure of trying to rebound from 53?
I think we thought, coming into the 1954 season, that we were in a rebuilding program. The end result of being in a rebuilding program is that you do not expect too much of yourself. So when I came into that first season, my expectations were, I'd sure like to be on the varsity. I'd sure like to get into a game sometime this year.
Bobby, that sounds similar to the setup for you guys in the 52 season when your old coach Stuart Grinstead kicked half the team away and the sophomores like yourself started playing.
We got beat 82-40 by a county rivalry, and in the dressing room, Mr. Grinstead removed 7 seniors from the ball club, took their uniforms,
Jeez.
And that's when he brought us up. And as much as I liked Mr. Grinstead, I do not think we would have won the state tournament with him. Loved the man, thought he was a great coach, but because of those 7 seniors, because he ordered uniforms, we had holes in the uniform. We didn't have any money in the budget. The superintendent fired him at the end of that season. We ended up having the best season Milan had had in the history of the school.
Phil, that your story was almost the same in '54. That got you a chance to play.
What got me a chance to play was that after the first 3 games, the Bearcats, who had been expected to be powerful simply because of their size. They had 6'6", 6'4", 6'5". And
Tell me about it.
well, yeah, and we thought that they were going to grow and develop you know, become a powerful team. But what happened was they lost 2 out of the first 3 games. Coach McCurry brought Jimmy Barnes and I in the 4th game up to play against Logansport. Jimmy and I were fast and quick, and we got in to play with the 3 tall men. Well, we took care of Logansport, and we won about the next 8 games. We were in a situation, I think, where we thought that if we could grow together throughout the year, by tournament time, we would be in great shape.
I got the reason now. You know, you guys thought too much. We never thought about anything. We were having fun playing basketball.
Phil, you saw what happened the year before when they made it to state, and they became the darlings of the crowd there. Now, you were the opponents for that. Were you aware of their popularity and how sentimental they were, and how did that affect you guys?
Oh, we were a bit disgusted by it all.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would have been too. But you guys won too many
There'd always been small teams around. We were kind of picking out who we might play. See, from the beginning, we thought we ought to be. Every year we thought we ought to be in the state finals. So we were looking around watching, well, Milan's going to be a powerhouse again.
Huh.
So it wasn't as though they started the season unknown, as though they hadn't been there before. We knew they were inexperienced. We knew they were a potentially powerful team. And so Milan, being a small school, you know, didn't seem at all to be surprising in the fact that they had been to the State 4 the year before and could go again this year.
It's a great scene setter, guys. We'll see you throughout this historic game. Both teams had already played their state semifinals earlier that same day. That's how it worked there. Muncie Central beat Elkhart, while Bobby Plump's 26 points helped Milan over Gersmeyer. So the 1954 Indiana State High School basketball tournament started with 751 teams. We now head to Butler Fieldhouse for the tip-off between these final 2. It's your classic big ticket, the Milan Miracle, here on ESPN Classic.
On the quarter court, the Flyers for a 135 feet, and it's good. That's the same way they started out last week. Flyers hitting their first shot and the first basket. And Muncie leads. To the Rebbe, working the ball. In there is Truitt. Truitt hands off, and there's this little boy. Kraft started to drive around his man. Tomlin is called, and Truitt goes over to Muncie once again. Barnes with the ball for Muncie. Throws the Flyers on the quarter court. Way out on the quarter court. Back out to Barnes. He fakes, jumps, shoots it, no good. The rebound is faking, throwing on the post to Truitt. Back out to Bobby Plump in front of the key. He throws on over to Kraft. He starts his drive. On down the corner to Truitt. Truitt skips in one stride, bounces back to Plump. He drives, fakes, rolls the ball back out here to Truitt. Truitt retrieves for Milan to Kraft on the corner court. Engel for a two-header. It's up and in.
Hello, I'm Gary Miller. Milan's improbable run to the 1954 Indiana State Finals helped inspire the movie Hoosiers. When we return, our two guests who played in this game for the ages, Bobby Plump and Phil Razor, discuss the movie's similarities to this story and its creative liberties. Stay with us. It's your classic big ticket, The Milan Miracle, only on ESPN Classic.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
Hoosiers, only on DVD.
I don't let pain interfere with my life. When I'm working with the kids and my knees hurt, I take genuine Bayer aspirin. Bayer stops the pain. Bayer works great on all kinds of pain. And it can do even more. Genuine Bayer aspirin can help save your life when taken during a heart attack. No other pain reliever can do so much. Not Advil, not Tylenol. I've made Bayer a part of my life, so I can live my life.
Bayer. Take it for pain, take it for life.
Give your engine what it wants. Pennzoil with time-release protection helps keep engines running stronger, longer. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Guess who's been counting carbs for over 85 years?
1, 2, 3, I like a hot man.
Planters. Put out the good stuff.
On the next Cheap Seats, see one of the greatest endings to a football game ever, and meet the poor schmuck who left early.
I wanted to beat traffic.
What? Cheap Seats, Cal versus Stanford, 10 p.m. Wednesday, only on ESPN Classic.
1975.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Classic.
We shot the film just very close to where I was brought up, in and around Indianapolis. It was wonderful. I had people come up to me while I was working and say, "Hi, Gene, you know, I went to school with your mother," and that kind of thing. It was startling, you know, and really, the Midwesterners are really quite beautiful people. It was a wonderful experience, Hoosiers.
That was Gene Hackman reflecting on his experience making the movie Hoosiers that was on ESPN's Up Close back in 2000. The remarkable run of tiny Milan High School was, of course, the inspiration for that film. Here to come back and discuss the movie's similarities and liberties are Bobby Plump and Phil Razor, who played in that historic 1954 Indiana High School State Basketball Championship. Guys, how close did they get to that rural feel? How did you feel it? Did it come through the movie? Was it realistic?
I wasn't rural. Bobby knows.
Yeah, I was gonna say Phil's that big city guy, you know, about this stuff, you know. Yeah, they really did. The opening scenes, the cornfield when they're coming down, and the rivalries in the small communities. There were 9 teams in our county, and frankly, some of the toughest games we had were in the sectional, trying to beat our county rivals. But they captured the intensity that every school had in the 1950s and 60s and how important basketball was to them.
Gene Hackman obviously is what we identify Hoosiers with, but he couldn't have been any different from your coach, Marvin Wood. When he got there, he was 24. The year you won it, he was 26. I mean, we're always going to remember Norman Dale, but tell us about the differences between the character Hackman played and your actual coach.
Well, the differences are, besides age, is the fact that Marvin Wood really never raised his voice. We've had a reunion every year of our team and the coaches. Marvin died 5 years ago last October, but he was at every reunion. Never heard him raise his voice, never used any foul language, married, had two children. But if he just raised his voice a little bit, we knew he was serious. And there were a lot of similarities that they used in the movie. He changed our system from a zone to man-to-man, just like Coach Dale did. He also closed practice, just like they did in the movie. And then when we started winning, of course, everybody said, he's the greatest coach ever. Oh, my goodness. And all those people that criticized him, I remember who they were. They either died or moved away. I can't find him anymore in Milan. Isn't that funny?
Phil, let me tell you, obviously it's a much different experience for Bobby with Hoosiers than it is for you, but you've been involved a lot because you're part of the story, having played for the team that got beat. Tell us about what happened to you when you went to see the movie for the first time in Norfolk, Virginia.
Went to the movie, sat down in front. The lights came down, and all of a sudden, the lights came back up again. And there was this cavernous voice saying, ladies and gentlemen, we are going tonight to hear and see the movie that Indiana had in 1954, and one of the players on the original team is here this evening. And then everybody says, ooh, they must have thought I was on the winning team. What it turned out to be was and then he said, one of the players was on the losing team, and then dead silence. Now what happens at the end of that is that when Chitwood hits the shot, I know everybody in that theater wants to go up and say, yes, yes, wonderful, this is terrific. But here I am sitting in front. My presence, kind of lowered the volume on that. They couldn't jump and yell because I was sitting there. But when I walked out, people kind of looked at me and then looked away.
Poor Phil.
And I'll tell you what, you commanded a lot of respect in that theater.
Yeah.
You kept me quiet.
That's a lot to overcome. Okay, thanks, guys. When we return, we're headed back to the first quarter with Milan clinging to an early lead here on Classic Big Ticket.
Critics love the year's first grown-up comedy. Ray Romano is brilliantly funny.
What just happened?
And Gene Hackman is unforgettably hilarious.
Bringing a man's ex-wife into it.
Welcome to Mooseport, rated PG-13. Now playing.
Steve Carlton had the best slider in baseball history.
His key to winning. Keep focusing.
And his feud with the press.
Write what you want. Doesn't bother me.
Sports Century Steve Carlton premieres 8 p.m. March 1st only on ESPN Classic.
It'll be a classic Saturday night at 6. Big Ticket presents the high school game that inspired the movie Hoosiers in the Milan Miracle. Then at 7:30, we're there live as these two teams play their 50th anniversary game tonight on ESPN Classic.
Ever try to use a bank or broker to refinance your home? That's why we started eLoan. It's a better way to refinance. Needless paperwork? Gone. Lender fees? Gone. Waiting for a decision? Ours takes minutes. At eLoan, we believe everyone is entitled to the right loan at the lowest possible rate, based on your credit, not your negotiating skills. You get your cash fast, at a great rate. A bank shouldn't come between you and your money. That's why there's eLoan. Apply now at eLoan.com or call 1-800-ELOAN-22.
NASCAR Nextel Cup Series phones are here. Choose from 10 different limited edition driver designs, all with built-in walkie-talkie and GPS. Plus, get real-time race updates. Act now. Save $75 after mail-in rebate. Nextel. Get it done with NASCAR. Call 8777 Nextel to shop or find a Nextel store.
Hollywood took quite a few liberties in making the movie from our 54 team, but in reality, it's a great motivational movie, and it's stood the test of time, and that's the reason why you're here today.
4:42 to go in the first period. Razor, Flowers, from 35 feet, it's up and no good, but the rebound tipped up by Castro. No good. The next rebound tipped around. It's loose. Tipped back to Razor. Razor gets it for the Bearcats. He throws way across court to Flowers on the quarter court to right. A one-handed jump by Flowers is up and no good. Hines with the next rebound, turning, period. Jim Hines with a chance to tie it up. The next one's good also. And it's all tied up 7-all. Bobby Plump with the ball for Milan. Milan is in no hurry. 7-all. Bobby Plump working it down over the 10-second line. To Truitt on the quarter court. Back to Plump. He breaks in the key. Jump, shoot. No good. No short. And the rebound is picked off by Flowers of Muncie. To Razor. Razor up over the 10-second line. Going in the pivot to Castro. Over on the side to Flowers. The shoot. No good. The rebound. Tipped around. Barnes gets it. For Muncie. Comes out of traffic. Goes down on the quarter court. Drives in the corner to right. Jump. Shoot. And again. Barnes with his two-handed jump shot from the corner. Puts Muncie in front. 9-7. 3:37 to go in the first period. Bobby Plump over the 10-second line. Goes to a Scrap. Scrap fakes. Here's the key. Back to Plump. Plump now changes direction. Stiff crossing with Scrap. He bounces on the quarter court to Ingle. Back to Scrap. He breaks towards the lane. Stops. Back to Plump. All over to White. White fakes. Drives down the lane. And a foul is called on Casterlow of Muncie. That's the first one on Casterlow. And up the 15-foot stripe will be White. Gene White with the 1-and-1 for the Indians. The free throw is good. That makes it 9-8. Muncie leading by 1. 3:16 to go in the first period. There's a pass over the 10-second line. The big Jim Hines. He comes. He has the key. Back out to Razor. He fakes. Drives down the lane. Jumps. Shoots. It's no good. And the rebound picked off by Plump of Milan. Plump up over the 10-second line. Way out on the back line. Handing off to Kraft. Kraft comes in towards the pivot lane. Stops. Back to Plump. He bounces on the post to Truitt. Down the corner to Plump. He breaks down the lane. Lays it up and in. Plump scores. Over to Razor. Razor drives towards the lane. Still driving. Over to Barnes for a two-handed jump, and he scores. Barnes scores for Muncie, and that makes it Muncie 11, Milan 10. 2:26 to go in the first period. Bobby Plump over the 10-second line to Kraft. On the quarter court to Truitt. Truitt right at the quarter court to the right. Fakes. Hands back to Kraft. He's the edge of the key. Stops. On the quarter court to Truitt. Back in the pivot lane to Kraft. To Truitt for a one-hander from 15 feet, and he hits. Truitt scores for Milan, and it's Milan 12. Muncie 11 with 2 minutes to go in the first period. Razor from 35 feet. No good. And Bobby Plump gets the rebound. Down to Kraft. Kraft driving. Jumping. Shooting. No good. The rebound taken by Plump. He comes out of traffic. On the quarter court to Ingle. He fakes. Drives. Lays it up. No good. And the rebound taken by Truitt. Back out here. We're skipped back in the 30 line. Kraft.
First quarter in the books. It's Milan High with a 14-11 lead. I'm Gary Miller, joined once again by two of this game's starting guards, Bobby Plump and Phil Razor. Phil, your coach, Jay McCreary, was confident to say the least, often proclaiming Muncie Central as the best team in the state. Obviously, they'd won 2 of the past 3 years. Do you think he underestimated Milan?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that there was any underestimating going on because we knew the history of Milan. They had the cat and mouse. They had the weave. We knew that they had that. But we had not come up against a sophisticated group of players who knew how to run this cat and mouse and install the way that Milan did. Look at this. I mean, what you're watching is a display of Muncie on the battlefield against a team that doesn't want to put up any soldiers. They want to do camouflage work. They want to come around the other way. They want to get in behind us. We couldn't even find them. We would shoot from outside. We'd drop bombs. I was shooting 35 feet out. Gene Flowers and Jim Hines were shooting way out. Well, the end result was we shot 19% in that first quarter, and we had never shot that before.
Bobby, did you feel like a David and Goliath story? Did you feel like they underestimated you somewhat?
We didn't look at it as the David and Goliath. We had had the experience a year before, and I want to say this, not in a cocky manner. We never, I hear today small teams go up against a large school and they think they're going to lose. We never stepped on the floor thinking we were going to lose a ball game. That just never occurred to us. We knew that everybody likes an underdog, and that's a nice position to be in. And it's nice when everybody in the stands are cheering for you, except those wearing purple and white. And so the whole state was with us. We got telegrams from some of the competition that Muncie Central played against in the sectionals and things, and they didn't like you very much, Phil.
No, I know they didn't like us.
Yeah,
that was all right.
Oh, yeah,
we liked that they didn't like us as part of our attitude.
Said, you know, we're all for you and that. So we never really consciously thought about a David-Goliath thing.
Phil, you know, we talked about it a little bit early in the first quarter. I mean, you guys had a huge height advantage, yet you're hoisting these 30-footers. You know, we see Gene Flowers taking one here. I mean, why didn't you pound it inside and use your advantage?
Now that I've been watching the films a bit more, I'm saying, why didn't we pound it in a bit more? You have to remember, in those days, in the 50s, shooting two-handed set shots from 35 feet out, or one-handed set shots from wide in the side, was something coaches allowed. We thought we were supposed to do. It just happened to be in this particular game, we should have moved the ball in first because of the height and because of the power we had inside. But I noticed that in looking back at this video, that they had a strategy of dropping back very quickly.
Great stuff, guys. We'll be back with much more here on Classic Big Ticket. Stay with us as the first half of this historic 1954 Indiana State High School Basketball Championship continues right after these messages.
See this group of smoking hot chicks.
Attention. To be the best that you can be. I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners.
Hoosiers, only on DVD. Imagine up to 340 pounds of muscle-building, body-shaping resistance, all at the touch of a button. Well, it's here with the Platinum Crossbow by Weider. Its one-touch digital control resistance revolutionizes strength training. Resistance, controlled inside the Platinum Powerhouse, is compounded through this system of cables, cams, and pulleys. Resistance you set with a touch of a button. Resistance that gets results.
I went from a size 36 to a 32. And I'm now down 40 pounds and feeling great.
The Platinum Crossbow is the only home gym to deliver the 5 factors critical to strength training. 1, hardcore resistance. 2, full range of motion. 3, quick change digital resistance. 4, personal training. 5, total body workout. With the Crossbow, you can do over 75 club-quality exercises, and it comes with 340 pounds of muscle-building resistance. You also get this awesome built-in squat station, this bicep-blasting curl station, and only the Platinum Crossbow gives you the advanced personal training electronics.
With one push of the button, it sets my exercise, my weight,
my sets, and my reps. All I have to do is get in there and work out.
The Platinum Crossbow's built-in personal trainer even plans your workout for you with exercises for your upper body, abs, and back, and lower body. And for each exercise, it automatically adjusts your weight, sets, and reps. It also comes with a lat tower to target your shoulders and back, a leg developer to target your quads and hamstrings, and a cardio row to burn calories and get lean. Call now or go online to PlatinumCrossbow.com to find out how you can own the Platinum Crossbow for $0 down and payments as low as $49 a month. Remember, the squat station and bicep blaster come standard.
Girls want a nice butt, and this is going to give it to you.
No other home gym delivers results and value like the Platinum Crossbow. Call now and change your body for the better with the Platinum Crossbow by Weider.
On the next Real Classics, one missed catch that changed his life forever.
Can't you make a comeback?
From the mushroom.
What a has-been. I'm a never was.
But if he can do it all over again,
Play the game again.
Let's kill Bakersfield!
it'll be the best of times. Robin Williams and Kurt Russell are about to get even.
Let's go, Jack.
Real Classics with Burt Reynolds, 8 Eastern Sunday, only on ESPN Classic.
There is one part in the movie that I really kind of stays with me. And this is when they're ready to go out and play the championship game. And one player from Hickory gets up and says, "Hey, Coach, let's go out and win this for all the small schools who never had a chance to get here." Although we didn't have a player say that, I really feel like that's the reason why the movie Hoosiers was such a success, because of all the people here in the Midwest that played on those real small high schools. I think we were playing that for them.
Plump works it down into attacking territory. Works right at the edge of the key. Stops. Looks back of him to Kraft. Kraft the cutter. Back to Plump. On the post. To Truitt. The Plump for a jump shot. It's up. No good. And the rebound picked off by this big lad Crawford. Osmentke. The Flowers. Back to Barnes. He puts towards the pivot lane. Stops. Over to Flowers for a one-hander from 40 feet. No good. And the rebound taken by Hines. Turn. Jump shot. No good. Gets it for Milan. Plump with the ball for the Milan Indians. 6:55 to go in the second period. Milan 15. Muncie 11 to Kraft. On the quarter court to Cutter. To Kraft. Right on the quarter court to left. He fakes. Back out to Bob Plump. In there on the pivot lane to White. Back to Kraft. On in the quarter court to Truitt. He drives, jumps, shoots, and hits. Truitt on a hook shot from about 18 feet off to the left to make it 17 to 11. Milan, here's Barnes driving over the 10-second line. Stops. Goes to Flowers in the pivot to Crawford. He jumps. He shoots. He misses. And the rebound taken by Kraft. Out Milan. Kraft out Milan with the ball. 17 to 11. Milan leading to Bobby Plump. Bobby Plump way out of the back line. And Milan starts to slow it down now. Milan, Bobby Plump crisscrossing to Kraft. There they go. They're going to slow the old ball game down. Kraft with the ball being guarded by Razor. Gets daylight. Breaks down the lane. Lays it over in. And scoring on a beautiful time as Kraft. Muncie takes time out. 19 to 11. Marlin leading.
Give your engine what it wants. Pennzoil with time-release protection helps keep engines running stronger, longer. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Only one of these 12 fans will win their dream job.
First quarter action.
Locked up in a tight one.
16 points in the first half.
As the next SportsCenter anchor, ESPN's Dream Job. Live, tomorrow at 10 p.m. on ESPN.
How did these two guys get a show on ESPN Classic? By accident. Brace yourself for a new take on some old sports.
I know we're going to get fired.
Cheap Seats, 10 p.m. every Wednesday, only on ESPN Classic.
It'll be a classic Saturday night at 6. Big Ticket presents the high school game that inspired the movie Hoosiers in the Milan Miracle. Then at 7:30, we're there live as these two teams play their 50th anniversary game tonight on ESPN Classic.
My PC just doesn't excite me anymore. I need one that knows how to perform.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Gateway presents the Boost Your Performance with a Hot New PC sale. Call now to get our powerful 310T desktop for just $499.99. With the Intel Pentium 4 processor, 2.6 gigahertz, a 40 gig hard drive, and 17-inch monitor. It's the whole package at a great price. But hurry, this offer ends soon, so call Gateway now to take home your hot new PC.
Need cash fast? Just pick up the phone now for up to $500. Qualify in 2 minutes or less. National Money Service can help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You're welcome. The money you need will be in your account tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Let us help you with unplanned car repair bills, medical bills, household repairs, or anything else you need money for. So if you need up to $500 before your next paycheck, we can help.
Call now.
Call National Money Service now.
We were in a state finals the year before. We weren't exactly a nobody coming in, even though we were a small school. But that gets lost, and then the movie comes along and makes it look like we came from nowhere under many hardships. And actually, we had no hardships unless the bus wouldn't start, or something like that.
Milan leads with the ball, driving, jumping, shooting, and scoring for Memphis. Big Jim Hines
So after the first half of play, Milan has a 23-17 lead. I'm Gary Miller, joined once again by Bobby Plump from Milan High School and Phil Razor from Muncie Central. Phil, the second quarter wasn't a whole lot better than the first. After a 19% shooting in the first quarter, you shoot 30% in the second quarter. But one of your best players, 6'6", John Casterlow, had knee problems coming into this game, but he was also mourning the death of his mother shortly before the tournament. He was benched by Coach McCurry in the first half. What happened?
Just before the state final game, John and I met in the hallway, and John was crying. He said, "My mom won't be here." And you could see the hurt in him. As we turned the corner, we heard some voices. We listened. I looked around the corner. There were some Muncie Bearcat boosters there. They were dressed in purple and white. We could tell. They were talking about our winning this game. One guy said, "Well, if we win the game this year, that'll be our third state championship in the last 4 years. And next year, we'll win it again. We got everybody come back. The same guy's coming back." And the guy said, "Well, yeah, but you'll be playing Oscar Roberts and Crispus Attucks." And one guy said, "Yeah, guy, but they're all black. As soon as you get 5 black guys together, they'll be hunting for a cotton field." And John froze in absolute silence. And all I can think of, between the loss of his mother and the alienation he must have felt from the people around him who professed their love, when he got hurt, he just froze down and got angry. And when you look at John play this game, he did not do anything but run up and down the court.
Guys, take us into the locker rooms. I mean, it's a little bit of a surprise here. You've already told us what's going on in the first couple of quarters. Bobby, you first. What did Coach Wood say?
You know, I don't remember much about locker room talk. I do remember a conversation that we were going to go into our four-corner cat and mouse, four-corner offense, and only take the shots that we were pretty sure of hitting, or thought we were pretty sure of hitting. And for some reason, it didn't work against these guys. And that's a credit to Muncie Central.
Bill, did Coach McCurry know that was coming?
I know he knew it was coming if we got behind. Now, I think there were 3 crucial points in the game. Talk about the other points later, but I think when Milan got up 17-11 at the beginning of the second quarter, that was the crucial point in the rest of the game, because they could then play the cat and mouse, they could then play the stall, they could then begin play their type, and they took us out of our warlike game. So the rest of the way, we had to play their game. So when we went in at halftime, our mentality was we were thinking defensively rather than offensively.
Thanks a lot for taking us inside those locker rooms. When we return, it's the start of the second half as the classic big ticket, the Milan Miracle, continues.
The Disciples of Jackie Robinson.
There was Jackie. He brought home.
February 23rd on Sports Century. Jackie Robinson broke the Major League color barrier.
They hated his death.
But these players continued the fight.
Was there bigotry toward black players in those days? Absolutely.
When I hit the home run, then people started listening.
Is the battle for racial equality still raging?
Racism is in baseball. I don't care what anyone says.
Sports Century, The Disciples of Jackie Robinson, a Black History Month premiere, 8 p.m. February 23rd on ESPN Classic.
Well, old Paul Bunyan must be spinning in his pine box. When a man takes to warming his bones with a counterfeit fire, how far away can he be from succumbing to electric razors, leaf blowers, and pleated pants? America, is that really you?
Credit card bills piling up?
Yep.
Need cash fast, huh?
Yep.
Try our E-Loan home equity line to pay off those high-interest credit cards fast. In just 90 seconds, you could get approved to get the cash you need, and you'll have your money as quick as 12 days.
Hey, I'm approved already.
Needless paperwork? Gone. We'll even come to you for signing.
I like that.
Nothing should come between you and a great rate. That's why there's E-Loan. Apply now at eloan.com or call 1-800-ELOAN-22.
I was in the office one day, and a guy called me on the phone. He says, "We're planning a vacation, and we've seen the movie Hoosier, and we want to visit all the spots in Indiana where the movie was filmed." And he says, "I can find Indianapolis, I can find Knightstown, but I can't find Hickory." And I says, well, you got to understand that Hickory was a fictitious town and that Milan was the real town that it was based on.
A 4-point lead for Milan as Milan brings the ball down over the 10-second line. Ray Kraft comes over the 10-second line, trying to get through. Gives it to Truitt. Truitt guarded by Flowers. Fakes. Can't get through. Gives it to Ray Kraft. Kraft is over on the sideline down in the corner. Goes into the circle. Feeds off. White shoots from a screen and misses. With the rebound going to Aguilana. Mr. Aguilana is coming through for some nice rebounding for Muncie. He only stands about 5'8". Gives it over to Barnes, then back out. Barnes over to Aguilana. On the side, there's a shot by Hines. Flowers is good. Flowers hits from the side. And it's now 23-21 as Milan takes the timeout. Milan leads by 2 points. Quickly, Cohesion Network. Milan takes the ball out of bounds in backcourt. They lead by 2 points, 23-21. Bobby Plump brings it over the 10-second line. And Barnes is trying to steal the ball, but Plump keeps dribbling around. Over it goes to Kraft. Kraft holds it now as Aguilana comes out trying to get the ball. Kraft standing holding. Into the circle, back out, and then over to Cutter, who is pulled out. Cutter holds. He goes into the circle, back out to White. White holding behind the circle. Dribbling, bouncing off to Plump. Bobby Plump has it. He's standing, faking in the circle, and he was fouled going in. Shot good. 24-21, a 3-point lead. As the ball goes to Flowers of Muncie. Back out, over to Aguilana, then on the side to Hines. Hines dribbling down in the corner. Looking, feeding out to Aguilana, then down to Crawford. Crawford feeds out, but Plump steals the ball. It went out of bounds. And it's called out of bounds to Muncie under their own basket, with Crawford taking the ball out. Milan in the lead, 24-21, as it's in the corner. Hines fake, feeds off, and there's a layup and a foul call. Flowers ready for the first one in the air, good. 24-22, a 2-point lead for Milan. And now we have Flowers ready for the next one. The shot is in the air, short, with the rebound going to Bobby Plump. And Plump's going to bring it over the 10-second line, and he's called for double dribbling. Giving the ball to Muncie. Aguilana on the side to Hines, who holds it over on the sideline. He's taking back out to Aguilana, who's dribbling in midcourt. 24-22, Milan leads. It goes to Crawford. Crawford feeds out. There's a shot from the corner by Flowers, and a foul was called on Hines for pushing. Third period. The shot's good. It's 25-22. Down court now comes Barnes of Muncie. Gives the ball to Hines, who shoots from the corner. Beautiful one-handed shot by Jim Hines from the corner for Muncie to make it Milan 25, Muncie 24. As Bobby Plump of the Milan Indians comes over the 10-second line. He's dribbling, and now we have a foul. At this moment, we have a timeout called because someone's throwing something out on the floor.
1997. Classic.
Those who were struck down for looking up were only bending to lift us up.
Shift freedom.
We are the achievers, the dreamers, inventors, and wall breakers.
Shift respect.
For all John Deere owners, there's a moment when the decision becomes clear. It happens long before the exclusive Edge cutting system delivers its first superior cut. Before you put its legendary durability to the test. Long before you benefit from the at-home support of a dedicated dealer. It's the moment. Faded blue touches bright yellow for the first time. Visit your John Deere retailer today and experience the moment for as little as $14.99.
For Mort Rainey, every story is a window into another world. But some windows should never be opened.
You stole my story. I'd like to know what I'm dealing
dealing with here? You don't want to know.
I will burn your life and every person in it.
Johnny Depp. Secret Window.
What do you want from me?
Oh, I think you know.
PG-13 in theaters March 12th.
I remember watching the movie. I had goosebumps, you know, and I cried, I laughed, but after the movie was over, I felt good. And they just captured something in that movie of what life was about in the 50s and how important basketball was to small communities.
Everybody talks about the great Milan team in 1954. That's when I think this bright light started shining down on the high school game here in Indiana. That's when the interest just absolutely took off.
Milan in the lead, 25-24. We're in the third period. As it goes out now on the side to Cutter. Cutter holding on the side, but he's being guarded by Jim Hines of Muncie. Cutter faking, feeding off to Ray Kraft. Kraft trying to get through. He's holding, can't get through. Back on the side to Plump. Plump holds on the side, fakes his man in the circle, back out to White. White holds the ball. Milan leads 25-24, 3 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third period. As Cutter gives to Kraft. Kraft holding behind the circle, and Avalana of Muncie sneaking up on him, but Kraft holds it. And Fakes goes down, feeds in the corner, back out to Bobby Plump, and Muncie beginning to bottle up that middle now, where Milan has been hitting. Ball goes over to Kraft, and Kraft holds it now on the side. 3 minutes left in the third period. Kraft in the circle, back out to Truitt, and Truitt over to White, who is behind the circle. White holding, giving off to Bobby Plump. Plump tries to get into the circle, but Barnes is right there. Then it's over on the side to Cutter. Cutter holds for Milan. Milan leads 25-24. Back out to Truitt. Truitt holding the ball. Feeding off to Kraft. Kraft holding. Milan leads 25-24. Kraft in the circle. Feeds out to White over to Plump. Plump's behind the circle, and Milan into their stall there. A control game. As Cutter holds it out on the side. He fakes in the circle. Bounced out on the side to Truitt. As Milan works it around. Ray Kraft behind the circle. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third period. Milan leads 25-24. Kraft fakes, diving down, and he was fouled on the play by Aguilana. Kraft shot in the air and good. A 2-point lead for the Milan Indians, leading 26-24 as the ball's brought down court by Muncie. On the side to Hines, who's deep in the corner. A jump shot is no good with the rebound going out of bounds as White carried the ball out of bounds, giving it to Muncie under their own basket. And it's over now on the side. There's Flowers from the corner and misses with the ball going out to Milan. A nice block there by White, allowing Milan to take the ball out. So they bring it down court now with 1 minute and 37 seconds left in the third period. Milan leads 26-24. Kraft out to Plump. Plump holding. And he starts to dribble. Fakes, goes down under, and ball is taken on the rebound by Muncie and brought down by Aguilana. He shoots them out and calls the charge team to goal down. Mordecai, and Kraft misses the shot. He'll have another. It's 26-26 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the period. It's no good. Tripped up, but the rebound goes to Muncie as Flowers comes over the 10-second line. Gives it out to Barnes, over to Aguilana. Then back as it's worked around. There's a shot. Flowers traveled. He started to shoot, but he didn't get the shot away. And it goes out of bounds to Milan with 1 minute left in the third period. Score tied 26-26. Ball's brought down court now by Plump. Over it goes to Kraft. Kraft holding. And they're going to play for that one shot probably. As Kraft fakes in the circle. Back out. 45 seconds left in the third period. Score tied 26-26. Milan has the ball. Cutter holds it. Cutter dribbling, giving to Bobby Plump. And Plump holds it behind the circle with 35 seconds as it goes over to White. White holding out on the side. Dribbling, looking, feeding to Truitt. And Truitt looks, but he can't get away, so he gives it to Kraft. 25 seconds left in the third period. Score tied 26-26. Muncie has the ball as Ray Kraft keeps dribbling out there in the middle. Gives it over to Plump. 15 seconds. Plump holding on the side. Coming across court. Plump holding. Giving over to Cutter. 9 seconds. Cutter holds. And Cutter gives it out to Truitt. Truitt out to Kraft. Shoots from out in the middle and misses. Tipped off and no good. There's the buzzer. Ending the period with the score 26-26.
Hello, I'm Gary Miller, and you are watching the 1954 Indiana State High School Basketball Championship between Milan and Muncie Central. It's your classic big ticket right here on ESPN Classic.
Give your engine what it wants. Pennzoil with time release protection helps keep engines running stronger, longer. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
Hoosiers, own it on DVD. One missed catch that changed his life forever. But if he could do it all over again, it'll be the best of times. Robin Williams and Kurt Russell are gonna get even.
Let's kill Bakersfield!
Real Classics with Burt Reynolds, 8 Eastern Sunday on ESPN Classic.
It'll be a classic Saturday night at 6. Big Ticket presents the high school game that inspired the movie Hoosiers in the Milan Miracle. Then at 7:30, we're there live as these two teams play their 50th anniversary game tonight.
Tip goes to Muncie and brought down by Flowers back out to Aguilana, who's in the circle. Muncie has the ball, score tied as Hines gives the ball to Aguilana. He fakes, he's out. There's a shot, pass down under. Hines gets it and is fouled on the play by Truitt. Hines is fouled by Truitt, and here's a chance for Muncie to go into the lead since the first minute of the ball game. 2 free throws will be awarded to Jim Hines of Muncie. Score tied 26-26. First one is good. Muncie leads 27-26. Here's the next one for Jim Hines. It's in the air. Good. A 2-point lead for Muncie now. Muncie leads 28-26. The ball is brought down court now by Ray Kraft of Milan. Now we'll see what Milan does as they trail by 2 points. As it goes to Truitt. Truitt holding. This is a defensive game tonight, especially the second half. Now it goes to Plump. Plump forced out more toward the middle by Jim Barnes. Plump holding. Plump dribbling, looking, giving to Kraft, breaking on down court. Kraft holds the ball. He's on the side, right out in the middle rather. And then he dribbles over, coming to the right side, giving to Cutter. A 2-point lead for Muncie here with 7 minutes left in the ball game. As Cutter goes down, feeds out to White. White holds, and he feeds off to Kraft. Kraft out, being guarded very excellently by Aguilana. Doing a nice job for Muncie. Kraft in the circle, couldn't make it. Back out to Plump. Plump holds it behind the circle. 28-26 with Muncie in the lead with 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. As Kraft just holds the ball and then dribbles over toward the right, feeding off to Cutter. Cutter, a sophomore boy, has filled in for the ailing Engel, has been doing a nice job in this tourney. score now. 28 to 26. 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Bobby Plum continues to hold the ball. 4 minutes left in the ball game. The score, Muncie 28, Milan 26. And Bobby Plum holds the ball. And I believe we'll probably have a timeout here in a minute. We're down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds. 3 minutes and 39 seconds. We're getting another boy ready to come into the ball game. And we'll see what's going to be. Wendelman's coming in a moment. A timeout. Timeout for Milan. 3 minutes and 28 seconds left in the ball game. Muncie 28, Milan 26.
Hello and welcome as our classic big ticket continues. Muncie Central takes a 2-point lead while Milan goes into a stall game, better known as the cat and mouse. Bobby, I think it probably should have been called possum because you just stood there dead. It's obviously unheard of in today's game. I mean, you stood there for 4 minutes. Describe it. What was it like? Why did you do that?
Well, you know, our starting center said the reason I did that, we called timeout, and Marvin Wood said, Bob, you go to center court and take that ball until you think of something to do. And it took me 4 minutes and 15 seconds to think of something to do. But what we really were trying to do, we got behind 28 to 26. Obviously, we hadn't been playing very well. And Marvin Wood thought that we had, now I found this out later, by the way. We didn't talk about this in the huddle, but he said, we had 7 seniors on the ball club. He thought we had more experience than Muncie Central, and if we could keep within 2 points and get down to the final minutes of the game, that we might have a chance of winning it. And what I was thinking about when I had the ball were 2 things. One, they weren't going to get it from me, and I was going to get a shot somehow, some way, at some point, and that's in the final thing here. I don't know if I took a shot and missed it, or if I think Kraft took a shot and hit it here.
Coach McCurry defended his strategy in the book, The Greatest Basketball Story Ever Told by Greg Guffey, Phil. He said, I was wondering what he was going to do with it. If we were playing today, we would have put a little more pressure on them. In those days, you made them come to you. Did you agree with that assessment and the strategy you guys employed, Phil? Were you yelling at Bobby?
Oh, well, I did yell at Bobby. I stood up and once I said, play the damn game.
So were 15,000 fans screaming, standing up, you know. Right. And there's no action on the floor. And Phil, let me just say this. Tom Carnegie, who is the announcer of the Indianapolis 500 Speedway, broadcast that game on television, and he became a friend of mine. And later he told me, he said, Plum, do you realize how difficult it is to fill 4 minutes and 15 seconds of airtime and there's nothing happening on the court? I kept saying, and he's still standing there, and he's still standing
he just
there.
filled that time again here on ESPN Classic. So what did the guys think, though, Phil? I mean, obviously you had to follow the coach's strategy.
Sure.
Did you buy into it, or did you
Well,
say,
no, I
let's get
didn't.
the ball from this guy?
No, we couldn't. Because the other side of that was that we had a pressure defense system. That's what I wanted to see more of. But I said there were 3 things that were important in this game, and Bobby's holding the ball was the second one, because what it did was take us out of our momentum. We had been moving forward at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. We had gotten the lead 28-26. You can just imagine how we were beginning to feel. We were getting our power back. We were getting our aggressiveness back. What happened was that move took it out of us. We either had to go get them, or we had to stop and just let him do his thing. And I remember Augie told me once, Leon Agalani, he said, he looked over at Jay and he said, Coach, Jay said, let him hold the ball until the game is over. That was Coach McCurry's decision on what to do with this.
Guys, that's great stuff. I got to add one more thing. You both have heard this, I'm sure, but the players weren't the only ones with butterflies here. We mentioned before 90% of the radios in the state were tuned to this game. Somebody listening to the game back in Milan, the father of one of the players, drank an entire 6-pack fighting his nerves while Bobby was standing there holding the ball.
6-pack.
Probably going to drink a case.
Notice what you contributed to, Bobby.
Yeah, we had some champion beer drinkers there.
Well, he actually gets a little heavier here. I mean, that was the stall tactic. When we return, the dramatic 4th quarter continues here on Classic Big Ticket.
Imagine up to 340 pounds of muscle-building, body-shaping resistance, all at the touch of a button. Well, it's here with the Platinum Crossbow by Weider. Its one-touch digital control resistance revolutionizes strength training. Resistance, controlled inside the Platinum Powerhouse, is compounded through this system of cables, cams, and pulleys. Resistance you set with a touch of a button. Resistance that gets results.
I went from a size 36 to a 32.
And I'm now down 40 pounds and feeling great.
The Platinum Crossbow is the only home gym to deliver the 5 factors critical to strength training. 1. Hardcore resistance. 2. Full range of motion. 3. Quick change digital resistance. 4. Personal training. 5. Total body workout. With the Crossbow, you can do over 75 club quality exercises, and it comes with 340 pounds of muscle building resistance. You also get this awesome built-in squat station, this bicep blasting curl station, and only the Platinum Crossbow gives you the advanced personal training electronics.
With one push of the button, it sets my exercise, my weight, my sets, and my reps. All I have to do is get in there and work out.
The Platinum Crossbow's built-in personal trainer even plans your workout for you with exercises for your upper body, abs, and back, and lower body. And for each exercise, it automatically adjusts your weight, sets, and reps. It also comes with a lat tower to target your shoulders and back, a leg developer to target your quads and hamstrings, and a cardio row to burn calories and get lean. Call now or go online to PlatinumCrossbow.com to find out how you can own the Platinum Crossbow for 0 down and payments as low as $49 a month. Remember, the squat station and bicep blaster come standard.
Girls want a nice butt, and this is going to give it to you.
No other home gym delivers results and value like the Platinum Crossbow. Call now and change your body for the better with the Platinum Crossbow by Weider.
Milan will take it out now, mid-court. 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Muncie leads 28-26. And Plump's going to hold that ball now. And he holds it out there, looking over to Marvin Wood. As Milan now starts to go into a weave. They're starting to put the ball in play. Through it to Plump. Plump behind the circle. Feeds out to Kraft. Kraft fakes. Back out to Plump behind the circle. 3 minutes and 1 second. We're in the last 3 minutes of the ball game now. Any foul draws two shots. As it goes to Stewart. Back out to Plump, who shoots from behind the circle. And misses. It's a rebound going to Barnes at Muncie. Here it goes to Aguilana. And now Muncie is on the offense. Out of bounds and called out to Milan. Milan takes the ball. With 2.5 minutes left in the ball game. Plump comes over the 10-second line. Gives it over to Stewart. Stewart back to Kraft. Kraft behind the circle. Over to Plump. Plump holding. Faking. Back out to Kraft. Kraft holds the ball. Over to White. Then back to Kraft. He fakes. Jumps. Circle. Scores. Score tied 28-28. It's all tied up now with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the ball game. Ball is brought down court. By Muncie. Aguilana has it on the side. There's a shot from the corner by Flowers. It's no good. Hines picks it up. No good. Crawford. No good. Rebound goes to Milan. And brought out there nicely now by Kraft. Score tied 28-28. A minute and 50 seconds left in the ball game. Kraft has the ball. Holding it for Milan. Giving to Bobby Plump. He's fouled by Barnes. Plump is 2-2 for Milan. A minute and 42 seconds left. Plump shooting two for the Milan Indians. And the score tied 28-28. It's good. It's 29-28. As Bobby Plump gets ready for the next one. In the air, good.
After a wild 2 minutes, we're now all tied at 30. The 1954 Indiana High School State Basketball Championship all will come down to one final possession in regulation. Bobby, you'd had a rough shooting day, just 8 points so far, 5 of those in the first half. The other 3 came on free throws. Ray Kraft had a really good game. Was there any doubt who was going to take the final shot?
No, there really wasn't. Well, I didn't know that at the time, but Marvin Wood and all the players had said that we knew that Bob was going to take it. He was, today the phrase is, he's a go-to guy. We didn't have go-to guy back then. And when we called timeout with 18 seconds to go, as opposed to the movie, I didn't say, I'll hit it, you know, and we get all these things, and they had this thing. Marvin Wood said, here's what we're going to do. He said, Kraft, you take it out. And if you pay attention to the coach, everything turns out perfectly right, okay? He says, Kraft, you take it out and you throw it to Bob. And he says, Bob, you just dribble around till there are 5 or 6 seconds to go, and then you can drive all the way, stop and shoot a jump shot. And Gene White, our center, said, if we're going to do that, why don't the 4 of us clear out the left side, and that'll go over there. And Woody said, that's a good idea. And so I said, let's go over that again. He says, Kraft, you take the ball out and you throw it to Bob. Well, guess who took the ball out of bounds? I did.
Right.
And you know,
that threw
after
them
it
off,
went
though.
through, nobody ever criticized that mistake. But it was set up that I was going to take it. We really never thought very much about it. You know, instincts take over. You're tired. You're playing 2 games. And it's, I just wanted to make sure there was a discussion that if I missed the shot, and that people say, well, that might be a negative, but there was a discussion. If I missed a shot, we're going to go into overtime. So, you know, there wasn't any pressure.
Mm-hmm. Bill, Jimmy Barnes was assigned to guard Bobby. Tell us about the background of Jimmy's defense and what McCreary told you guys in the huddle leading up to that last play.
Well, this gets me to my third point about the crucial part of the game. Before the 30-30, we had 3 opportunities to take our 28 to 26 point lead away up into the 30s. Mm-hmm. We threw the ball away 3 times. So I think what Bobby's holding the ball did was simply disorient us to the point that that we were throwing the ball away as we ran down the floor. So in a sense, we had lost a
I thought that was our defense, Phil, but that's okay.
No, it wasn't. Take a look at those, and you'll see a pass comes away all the way across the court. And no, we were just disoriented. So when we got to the 30-30 point, and they called timeout, I've been watching this all along, realizing that what they're going to do is when we get down to the final shot, that's what they've been playing for the whole game, is to cut down on our playing time. We're supposed to get to the point where they're putting all their marbles in that one shot.
When we return, one of the most storied plays and finishes in sports history. We'll be right back with the unforgettable finish here on Classic Big Ticket.
This ESPN Classic program is brought to you by Welcome to Mooseport, starring Gene Hackman and Ray Romano, February 20th, only in theaters.
Critics love the year's first grown-up comedy. Ray Romano is brilliantly funny.
What just happened?
And Gene Hackman is unforgettably hilarious.
Bringing a man's ex-wife into it.
Welcome to Mooseport, rated PG-13, now playing.
Planters. It'll be a classic Saturday night at 6. Big Ticket presents the high school game that inspired the movie Hoosiers in the Milan Miracle. Then at 7:30, we're there live as these 2 teams play their 50th anniversary game tonight on ESPN Classic.
Every kid, probably except me, knew about that story. And the reason I didn't is because my parents were immigrants from Latvia. and they didn't really know Indiana history or anything like that, and I never was exposed to that growing up. During filming, we actually got a copy of the film and watched it. So it didn't mean as much to me at that time, growing up, as it does now, what I finally realized it was about.
I loved the movie, and after the movie was over, Angelo Pizzo, the writer and co-producer, came up and said, "Bob, did we get the last 18 seconds correct?" He said, "We wanted that to be exactly the way it happened." And it was correct.
Milan with 18 seconds to go in this